Around 2006, a secretive military community named ECHO was working on a project to create a species of canine which would be effectively able to communicate with humans. The canines were also meant to be able to communicate with normal members of the canine family. Whether they could communicate with other animals, such as felines, still remained a mystery to ECHO. ECHO itself was not owned by any country. However, the experiments and creations of what ECHO made seemed to be a threat to the EU. And by early 2007, ECHO had been officially disbanded. A large military fleet came into the laboratories and killed all animals that inhabited the laboratories. These canines, though, were not like the common dogs that most people would seem to find in their homes. No, these animals had been biologically engineered to think faster and, although were unable to communicate back, they could very well understand human speech and emotions. Before the fleet arrived, 2 such canines, Labradors in fact, had worked out that their neighbors and themselves would soon be a threat. Along with the help of some other laboratory inhabitants and a scientist, they took all unregistered litter and attempted to carry them away from harm. The canines themselves could not flee since they were registered on the ECHO system as living residents, and when the overseas military force would come to kill the animals, they would have seen which ones would not have been terminated and pursue them, causing a risk to the saved pups. Unknowing of whether the scientists fully understood them, the Labradors gave all of their offspring to the scientist, as well as their last resort. While the massacre was being held, the scientists understood why the dogs had given up their pups, and during the horrifying event, they managed to escape the laboratory along with the pups to an unknown location. This is the last story.